Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so we're going to talk about timeline therapy because there's some new learnings in the science world, and the videos are coming out on YouTube like crazy. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I'm going to start out with a short clip of a really hilarious timeline therapy session with a Benov.
And I'm waiting for him because intuitively, call it energetically, whatever it is, because every time we do a therapeutic intervention, I have no idea where it's going. I've never been into India. I've never been in his life, and I'm like, oh, he needs to let go. Like I just knew, and I'm kind of grinning, but his eyes were closed, and we're doing this timeline therapy thing, and it's like I'm spinning around the room, right?
Yeah,
it's going faster.
Yeah, it's like I was caught up in a hurricane or a tornado,
and were you trying to hold on?
Yeah, even though I was just sitting on his couch, I felt like I was just spinning circles.
Right, but do you see how your life, that was the way your life was?
Yeah.
Now, in the therapeutic session, when you were spinning, what happened when you tried to hold on tighter?
It got worse.
It went faster.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing that's, especially for men, that's really hard to understand until you do it enough times. You go, oh. And then I finally, when's he going to figure it out? Because I really like for my clients to figure it out on their own, but he was getting real bad. He's Mike, what do I do?
I was pretty much yelling at him. I was like, dude, help me. Yeah, so it must have been a pretty funny sight because I was sitting on the couch with my eyes closed and just yelling at him, dude, help me. Help me, dude.
That was a really funny story, and sadly, and I'm really sorry to even probably bring this up, but Benov actually, he passed on, and he was at work, security guard, and someone killed him. But the time while he was here, in between the time I met him and, by this video, his life had transformed massively. He went from this very shy, timid 21, 22-year-old guy. By the time he was 24, 25, he was going to clubs, he was social, he was getting his hair styled. He used to just shave his head almost bald, like every time he went to the barber, like literally just shave it. He was wearing a leather jacket, he was wearing nice, dress shirts and dress clothes, and his life, and not only that, he got a better job, and then he got an even better job than that even paid more, and he got his own place, which for him was a really cool deal. So let's get back to timeline therapy. So yes, I am a certified master practitioner of timeline therapy, along with a certified NLP trainer, certified master practitioner, actually certified master Ericksonian hypnotherapist. Practitioner is a level, master hypnotherapist is a much higher level. I'm also certified and trained in Reiki, Huna, and pranic healing, and I've done a lot of personal work with something called energy medicine. And when I say a lot, I mean, I think it's been about 30 years worth now. So I was one of those people who was very, very intuitive and extremely spiritual at a very young age. I mean, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, just unbelievably intuitive. I'd know when things were going to happen before they'd happen. So back when I was in Hawaii studying NLP, they also included a 10-day training. I think it was a 10-day training. Let me think. Was it 10 days or 5 days? They included a certification course in Huna, which is the Hawaiian form of energy healing. So they began talking about how you can heal past life memories and emotions and trauma. And it was kind of a, oh, okay, this is a little bit deep and, maybe out there even for me back then. I was a young man, probably 21 years old when I was doing this. And I was in Hawaii for the first time. So it was a big deal to me. And then after that, we went into our timeline therapy. Now, timeline therapy was created by Dr. Tad James, and who studied Huna, and he lived in Hawaii, ran his business out of Hawaii. I think he had the largest NLP training center in the world, and he was considered one of the greatest NLP trainers pretty much of all time. So, timeline therapy was a form of one of the teachings of Huna, but it wasn't called timeline therapy. What Dr. Tad James did, he worked with Uncle George, and the challenge was the Western-minded people, Americans, Europeans, had a really hard time understanding this part of Huna and how to do it and how to even just understand it. So they turned it into a form of teaching to where the Western mind could begin to understand it, and that's called timeline therapy. Now, the reason why I'm making this video now is because the 3 videos I just talked about, can we inherit memories from our ancestors and from our parents and from our grandparents? And the answer is absolutely 100%. It is passed down to us just like the instincts of a turtle. When a baby turtle's born, it's born out of an eggshell, basically, an egg, and it has to survive on its own. How does it know what to do? It instinctually knows what to do. So memories, and another thing is emotions, including trauma, is passed down, or depending on where you came from, can be passed down from your mother, your father, your aunts, not your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, your grandma, your grandfather, and even further back. Now here's the story I mentioned that I was going to talk about a minute ago, right before the Pele. So what happened was I got a client, I would say within the first 9 months or year after I did this 5-week training in Hawaii. And he was a Christian and very religious, and I would not say a spiritual Christian. And he had an issue, that's something I wanted to deal with. And when we were talking about it, we did some NLP techniques, and I was like, oh, this is a timeline therapy issue. So I said, all right, I want to teach you how to do your timeline. So one thing we have to do, we have to teach you how to discover your timeline so you know how to walk it or float above it. So this guy was like, okay, well, he said, well, I don't really believe in past lives. I was like, that's okay. This might be something from your childhood. It's a very effective way to heal trauma and emotions from childhood. Okay, so from your past in this lifetime. He goes, oh, okay, So here's the deal. He goes, man, I don't believe in past lives. He goes, I'm sure I don't have one. Now here's the deal. I was very open to it. I've done this therapy with people very successfully, and I still didn't really believe, okay? So we get him to float up above his timeline. I was like, all right, go towards your past, go 10 years back, go 15, 20, go all the way back to your childhood, and where do you feel? And he's going back around 3 to 2 years old, and he goes, holy shit, like he had a huge, it was louder than that, like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? I don't know if he said, oh my God, but he said something, whoa. And I'm like, what's going on? He goes, I have past lives. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, I can see them. My timeline goes further back. I'm like, you can see them? I was really astounded because I'm like, I thought this guy said he didn't believe at all. And I was like, okay, he wasn't open to it at all. And this was like so shocking. It's like, geez. And I was kind of jealous because even to this day, I don't see my timeline in my past lives before I was born. But I do it by feeling, okay? People use different modalities, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, okay? So I do it by feeling. He was a very visual person, so he saw it clear as day. So there's a way that I guide you to bring it back to the very, very first memory. See, if you heal the first memory of a trauma that you have, see, trauma will repeat itself over and over and over again. That's why when you get older, you're weighed down by these issues and life becomes bitter and angry. It's because you didn't heal the first one. Therapy will heal the one that happened when you're 7 years old or 10 or 12 or 9. You've got to get the first one. If you get the first one, it's like a string of pearls. You pop off the end pearl, they all slide off the string and they're all healed. If you can heal that first one, they all slide off. Because there's a realization, there's an understanding, that a learning. And once you get the learning, they're all healed. Because they all keep repeating, like saying, hey, you've got something to heal here. There's something you got to come back to, something you've got to learn. See, once you get the learning, it heals. sure enough, he got it. He was blown away. He said, oh my God, it's different. He goes, my body, my stomach, my gut feels different. And he was really thrilled. And I thought, okay, well, let's, see how it goes in the next 10 days and 2 weeks. And, contact me then, let me know. He said, no. So he did. He called me, Mike, it's completely different. I don't have that feeling anymore. It's completely gone. Now, here's another experience. So I had a client who had this emotion, I don't remember if it was a fear, I forget exactly, it was a fear. And they're like, but I don't understand. I've never had an experience where that was a problem, right? So here's what happened. We went back in their timeline, and it went all the way back when they were in the womb of their mother. Now, there was a popular TV show, I think it was back in the 60s or the 70s, 60s technically, and the early 70s. And there was an episode that they had repeated a lot. And what happened was when they went back, they remember hearing those words and going, oh my God, I remember. My mom and dad played that show for years before they went to bed. And the thing that was said in the episode in that show was the fear that she had. Once we went back to that, it cleared it, never had it again. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a clip from the Benov video, and if you guys want, I can upload the whole video. And I'll show you a little bit more of it in this. We'll start out where we were at from before. One thing I want to say is we have the tools now. Your life can change a lot.
Got this new wall built, got this new artwork, which I really like personally. So we're going to talk about one of the changes that happened in Benov's life. It was a therapeutic session we did. It was a huge shift. I haven't even told him which one. Do you remember the black energy?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we were sitting down just casually talking about something, and I was really grounded, and I was energetically just what I call being just wide, and I mean wide. And we were talking, and I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. And I was like, oh wait, I see something. So go ahead.
It was about my sister. How she was going so fast and
in life,
so far in life, and I felt like I wasn't.
Yeah. So his sister, I think, at this point was a junior or senior in college.
She was a junior, I think.
And I believe she was in Europe.
She was.
And she was having her life was just boom, 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 boom. She's getting through college. She's going to Europe. She's doing this. And I don't remember if it was you. Might have been someone. Was she part of a business doing an internship or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she got the internship. She went to Europe. And Ben was like, I don't get it, And your sister's younger than you, right?
2 years younger.
Yeah. So Ben was like, why isn't this happening to me? What's going on? A lot of times we get stuck. And we don't know why. Like I'm smarter than this guy. I got better grades. Why is he just going right past me? There's a lot of different reasons, and we're going to talk about one thing we did with the Benov. So as you were talking about it, I saw something, and I don't know how to say like I saw it. It's more like an energetic thing. It's like, oh shit, it's right there. It's like, got it. But I think I got it because his energy was ready to heal at that time. Does that make sense now that you look back? Or if it doesn't, that's fine.
Yeah.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was I noticed. God, how do I say this? A Benov. Okay, this is how to say it. A Benov was disconnected from himself. Would you say there's some truth to that?
Yeah, a lot of truth.
A lot disconnected.
Yeah.
And you had that question mark thing going on. Where am I?
Oh, yeah, like 2 or 3 question mark things going on because I felt so alienated from myself. Like I would sometimes, it was so bad that sometimes I would be walking down the street and end up somewhere completely where I didn't want to be and just be like, how the hell did I get here?
Right, dissociated. So one thing I'd like to say about therapy is you might have a couple issues or layers of issues before you get to the core issue. Now, we worked with things with the Benov here, and then there, and then when we got to it, it came out. I was like, oh, there it is. See, a lot of times, like, I want to get rid of this. I don't want to be this way. I don't want to be afraid to approach women. Right?
Mm-hmm.
well, you have to find out, well, why are you afraid? Well, what's causing this? And then we cleared one thing. Remember the timeline therapy thing we did?
Yep.
And you were spinning?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, yeah. And
Yeah, I remember that.
and I'm waiting for him because intuitively, call it energetically, whatever it is, because every time we do a therapeutic intervention, I have no idea where it's going on. And I've never been into India. I've never been in his life. And I'm like, oh, he needs to let go. Like, I just knew. And I'm kind of grinning, but his eyes were closed and we're doing this timeline therapy thing. And it's like I'm spinning around the room, right?
Yeah,
It's going faster.
Yeah, it's like I was caught up in a hurricane or a tornado,
And were you trying to hold on?
Yeah, even though I was just sitting on his couch, I felt like I was just spinning circles.
Right, but do you see how your life, that was the way your life was?
Yeah.
Now, in the therapeutic session, when you were spinning, what happened when you tried to hold on tighter?
It got worse.
It went faster.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing that's, especially for men, that's really hard to understand until you do it enough times. You go, oh. And then I finally, I just when's he going to figure it out? Because I really like for my clients to figure it out on their own, but he was getting real bad. He's Mike, what do I do?
I was pretty much yelling at him. I was like, dude, help me. Yeah, so it must have been a pretty funny sight because I was sitting on the couch with my eyes closed and just yelling at him, dude, help me. Help me, dude.
Well, we can laugh now, but back then, was it funny or was it scary?
It was pretty scary.
It was really scary,
yeah.
Now, I kind of started getting caught up with the fear, but I knew that, look, he's safe, he's on the couch, it's going to be fine. But I kind of and I had to kind of pull myself out. So finally I waited, I'm like, come on, man, you'll get it. I didn't say that, but I'm thinking it in my head, and I was like, all right, let go. He goes, what? I go, let go. He's like, yeah. I went, Benov, you're going to have some faith here, let go. What happens when you let go?
The tornado slowed down completely, and I mellowed out.
Now here's the deal. Before we did that session, Benov would go to the barber, pay him, I don't know, $15 or $20 just to give him a 1 or 2 shave or whatever. It was really just there was no style at all. In fact, I have a clip of him where he used to be like that. So after we did this session, he went to a salon, got a designer haircut. He did all this on his own. Didn't ask me, didn't ask for advice. Started wearing different clothes, started going out, started hanging. Now here's the real thing. Notice how mellow he is in this video. He used to be uptight. He would get stressed, anxiety, he would get angry. He would have anger outbursts every now and then, and he was a pretty kind of I don't know what the right word to say, but he was a fairly messed up kid. He needed someone to help him get through it. Now, we had done some other techniques before, other sessions, but this was the first time I thought, you know what, we're going to do timeline therapy. And this one session, at least for this part of his life, I'm telling you, if you would have seen this kid before that session and then after, completely mellow. And then what you're seeing is the mellow side. This is even his friends are like, man, you really changed. He changed overnight, and that's what timeline therapy can do for you. Now, I don't want you to think one session is going to fix all your issues. Part of it is I had been doing some searching work with him. I'd done a session here, session there, session here. We had an experience at this pizza joint which brought this thing up, and I was like, oh, I see it now. And so there's a little bit of investigative work that you have to do, and then once you get it, boom, it's done. So for this segment or area of his life, this was complete. Now, when I say transform your life, he was working at a job he hated. He was barely making any money, and then he decided, well, I'm going to get a job over here because he made about, I think it was $2 more an hour. And then after that, it's like, well, I want to do better than that. So we got another job. And then he went and got this security guard job, which made a lot more money, gave him health insurance, the whole thing. He rented his own little it was like a mini little house on this person's property that was basically like a 1-bedroom thing. It was a really cool deal. And he had his own bathroom, shower, all that stuff. So this guy's got independence at a fairly young age. And he didn't have any benefits of his family. His mother was very, very poor. The main thing I want to say that shifted was he went from this kid that just felt like, I've got nothing in life. Nothing's going to change, to this kid that took action. He got one job, he worked it, got another job, found a better job. He was just going after it. So let's get back to Benov just for a little bit more.
do you see how that causes the anxiety and the fear?
Yes.
Because you're trying to control it.
Mm-hmm. One of the things when you taught me those are the techniques, like being internal and grounded and all that stuff. Do you remember how hard I was trying at those techniques?
And I said, don't try.
Yeah. One of the reasons I kind of started to get a handle on them was because I stopped trying. I was literally just like, fuck it, whatever. Because whenever I tried them, it was hard. Like it was really hard to do the techniques, and they would just cause more anxiety.
Because you can't do the techniques by doing them, by controlling them. It's literally like putting the brakes on in a car.
Yeah.
And you're not going anywhere. Why isn't it working, Mike? Because you got your foot on the fucking brake, dude. Let go of the brake. And you're like, but it's not working. I'm like, Benov, do you want to go somewhere? Do you want to get through this? Do you want to get more out of life? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to get the girl? Well, yeah. Well, you're going to have to let go, and you're going to have to actually drive the car around.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm afraid to. You don't have to go fast. Just go 5 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour if you want. You get a little more comfortable with driving, go 5 miles an hour. Now, when you learn to let go, would you say that everything in life has gotten easier?
Yes. And by everything, he means everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing that there's pretty much nothing in my life that isn't touched by what I've learned from him. But there is one thing though, like it's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. I tried pushing it for a long time, like I gotta let go. It doesn't happen that way. It'll happen when it's supposed to. So.
Do you remember when I said I grabbed a bottle, but used the cork, and I said, "This is my entire course right here, and especially the techniques we're doing to let go." I go, "Here it is. Ready? Let go." I go, "The reason why you're not opening up is because you're trying, which means you're pushing the door closed and you're holding it."
Yeah.
Now, at the time, I want to bring this up. Did a lot of the concepts that I taught you back then, like self-love, we'll talk about that in a second, did they seem really weird? Or do they seem like it doesn't make sense? Or it's not working?
Well, all of the above, actually, because they didn't make sense, and because of that, they didn't work. And it's like I thought the biggest thing for me was, the biggest hurdle was that I thought that I understood them. And for whatever reason, they just were not working. That was my biggest hang-up.
Right.
I really thought like I understood the internal awareness, letting go, and self-love, and this and that, but it just wasn't happening.
Why? What were you doing? You said the word.
Because I was pushing it.
And and thinking is pushing.
Mm.
So do you understand my course by thinking, by male brain thinking?
Yep.
No.
I understand that that's not how you do it.
Okay, yeah. So I actually said, do you? And you said, yep. So what you're saying is that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So my course is not understood through thinking about it. It's understood by letting go of thinking. Now, that's a weird... Most men are like, what the... This guy's fucking nuts. What you talking about? And didn't it seem like it at times like, what? Dude, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I was willing to hear and believe everything you said, but it's like, to guys, that's so abnormal. You
even
like,
to you,
what the fuck?
Especially to you, because you used to be Mr. Thinker.
Yeah. You just like, what the fuck does that mean?
Your thinking, guys, is getting in your way. Do you see that now?
Yes.
You know why I know that he sees that? Because and I think I mentioned in the last video, but we bumped into each other. We haven't talked for a year. And we went to the same restaurant, just, hey, what's up, man? How's it going? And I looked at it like, wow, you really changed. And he's like, yep, because I'm finally doing what you taught me now, because I get it now. And it's obvious. It's so obvious. Proud of yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, life is good, man. Again, I'm not a master at this or anything, but I'm getting the hang of it.
Go ahead.
I feel like I've just started to get the hang of this, and it's making my life awesome. It's making my life awesome.
So one thing I want to say is live your life while you have it. In other words, be alive and actually go after it. And we actually got a Benov there. Before We did this therapy with Benov. He was a lost kid. He was lost for years. Even in high school, he said, I would just stand there. I didn't have friends. I didn't know what to do. But he went after it. So the last year, maybe year and a half of his life, maybe 2 years, he was living life to the fullest. He had goals. He was achieving them, moving forward. So there's one other thing that I want to say. The new technologies and teachings that I'm trained in will absolutely help you to transform your life. You absolutely can change your destiny. I can help you take control of your life once again. A Benov is a clear example of that. You can heal emotions and pains and issues that you never thought would ever go away. Your life can change. I'm going to give you an offer right now. Normally I charge $250 per session. I know the economy's down. People have been suffering quite a bit. So I'm going to make a special. I'm going to charge you $250 for 3 sessions. You know, the 250th anniversary of our country. So $250 for 3 sessions. It can be timeline therapy, it can be energy healing, it can be NLP, Ericksonian hypnosis, or a combination of them. This is for the month of July. Now, I'm going to add something on. If you enjoy these sessions, if they help you, for the rest of the year, I will only charge you $125 per session. Okay? But you have to get in this month to get that special. And if you want, you can go ahead and buy one of my dating relationship coaching books for men or women. You can go to MikeKollin.com and you can find whatever book you want to buy. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment, and get a hold of me at mike@mikekollin.com. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.